Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and here we are finally at the culmination of the Star Trek Into Darkness countdown with the review of Star Trek Into Darkness. This is the 12th video in the series, and the first and only one that won't be labeled as Countdown, because this is actually the review of the film. I actually saw the film on Friday. I have had a very bad cold for the past week, so I may still sound a little bit stuffed up. But hopefully it's not too bad. And before I start the actual review, I just wanted to say a couple of things about the experience of seeing the film. First of all, I did see it in 3D, and usually for the first time I watch a film, I don't pay extra for the 3D. If I really like it, I'll go back and see it again, and then I'll pay extra for the 3D. But this time I did pay for the 3D for the very first time I've seen the movie, and it was actually very good. The 3D is worth the extra money. From what I read, this was filmed in IMAX and then converted into 3D, and it's the first film that was done that way. So for whatever reason, it seems to have paid off. I thought the 3D was pretty damn good. I would have to say it's not quite as good as Avatar good, but it was better than The Avengers, which I saw last year, and much better than Star Wars The Phantom Menace, which was converted into 3D, just to give you sort of a ballpark of a movie that, two movies that weren't really converted into, or weren't made for 3D, that were converted into 3D. This was converted into 3D, but because it was filmed in IMAX, I think that really had something to do with it. It really, really does pop in 3D, so it's really worth it. The other thing is that it was very interesting at the screening I went to. I went on Friday at 7 o'clock, which is prime time for a new release. It was the first week this was out, and there were maybe 12 people in the theater, and I had 4 other people with me. I was very surprised by the low turnout for that particular screening. And this was in a very well-populated area, a big theater. It was in a humongous stadium seating theater, and there was, like I said, maybe 7, 8 other people there other than myself and the people I was there with. So that was kind of surprising. And the movie did come in a little bit under projections this weekend, so I don't know if that's, just because it was in too many theaters or there were too many screenings of it or what that was. But in any event, I was just kind of taken aback by that. I figured there would be a lot more people there. I actually bought my tickets in advance, and there really wasn't any need to, as there were probably about 350 empty seats. That said, I really did enjoy Star Trek Into Darkness. This is, of course, the second in the current series. As the sequel to 2009's Star Trek. It was also directed by J.J. Abrams, as was the last movie. It was written by Roberto Orci, Alex Kurtzman, and Damon Lindelof, and brings back all the same people, the core cast from the first Star Trek film. Chris Pine as Kirk, Zachary Quinto as Spock, Zoe Saldana as Uhura, Carl Urban as McCoy, Simon Pegg as Scotty, so on and so forth. And of course, this time out, we also have a new villain who is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. And he is, of course, known for his work on the Sherlock series on BBC and numerous other things. He's very hot property right now, and he's really good in this film. He makes a fantastic villain. I'm not going to say too much about his part because, in effect, that's a spoiler. But I will say that his performance is top-notch, as is the rest of the cast. I really thought that they kind of settled into their characters. Now they can sort of be themselves in terms of their characters. They don't have to establish how does Chris Pine play Kirk and how does Carl Urban play McCoy. Now they can just do it, and it feels natural. So I thought that was very good. They all continued that very well. I think Chris Pine does a fantastic job as the young Kirk. Zachary Quinto really does emulate the Spock character very well. And I shouldn't say emulate, but he exudes that same Vulcan confidence and logic as Leonard Nimoy did as Spock in the original role. So I think they've all sort of not necessarily made it their own because they're, again, playing characters that we know from other people, but they've made it their own as much as they can, I guess. Also in this film is Peter Weller. He plays Admiral Marcus, who is very crucial to the plot. And his daughter, Carol Marcus, is also making an appearance. And if you recognize that name from Star Trek 2, and her character wasn't in, but was part of Star Trek 3. You know that Carol Marcus eventually, at least in the other timeline established by the original cast, eventually bore a child to Kirk. We don't know if that happens yet, because it definitely doesn't happen in this film. I'll spoil that much. There's no Kirk baby in this movie. The special effects are totally top-notch. They're really spectacular. Again, paired with that 3D, it's just a really, really eye-popping film. I think visually it's one of the best films I've seen this year, and I think the effects actually are a lot better than Iron Man 3. I enjoyed this movie much more than I did Iron Man 3, and Iron Man 3 was no slouch. I haven't done a proper review of that here on the channel yet. I don't know if I will, but I'll just say that I did see Iron Man 3, and it was not bad. But I think this is probably the best movie so far this summer. And the only real quibble I have with it, I liked it better than Star Trek, the 2009 Star Trek. The only quibble I have with it is a spoiler. And I don't really want to give it away, but it's something that one of the characters does that just, for me, is a cheat. And I can't say what it is. If you want to private message me, or if you want to send me, if you want me to say it in another video, I'll do that. But I never want to spoil anything in my reviews. I just think this is a cheat. And I think it's a cheat that just irked me a lot. It was actually the first criticism I made out loud of the film to my friends after we saw the movie, and it really bothers me that they did that. I mean, it's not serious, but it's just something that I really think that the movie would have been much better if they would have left it out. That said, that's pretty much all I have to say about Star Trek Into Darkness. I did enjoy it. It's the best movie so far this summer. Of course, there's a lot of competition coming down the pike. We've got Man of Steel coming up very shortly. Elysium is coming. I saw a trailer for that in front of this, and that looks really good. I really want to see that. And, what else is coming out this summer? Lots of good things. I'm not even going to try and rack my brain, because I'll review them here for you. So stay tuned to the channel for those reviews. If you're looking for my review for my rating for Star Trek Into Darkness, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was very enjoyable, very good, better than Star Trek from 2009. Really worth your time. It's well paced. The action is good. Special effects are fantastic. See it in 3D. It's worth the money. And try to ignore the one problem that I had with it, that you won't know what it is until you see it. So there you go. That's my review of Star Trek Into Darkness. That completes my reviews of all of the Star Trek films that are out there. Now that I can put this series to bed, I can get back to doing some other things. I want to do my Schlock series, and as I've promised, the review of Ape is coming up, and I'll be doing my reviews that you guys get to vote on. I did post a movie question on my Facebook page this past week, and it didn't get a whole lot of response. I think I got maybe one vote, and you guys want me, somebody out there wants me to review 12 Monkeys. So 12 Monkeys will be reviewed with the next film that I put up for your choice, and I'll do that this coming Thursday. So as always, everybody, thank you again for watching. Feel free to comment, rate, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.